Sometimes, despair spreads quietly inside a family, not because people don't care, but because everyone cares too much. Today, I want to share a real case from my counseling work. A mother came to see me after her daughter had been struggling with depression. Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Harrington. Here, we explore how to think clearly, especially when life feels uncertain. This case is a story about pressure, about guilt, and about how despair can quietly spread through a family, even when everyone loves each other deeply. Let's slow this down and look at what was really happening beneath the surface. The daughter had taken a year off from school. When she tried to return, the academic pressure triggered another emotional collapse. She had to come home again. That second setback was devastating, not just for the daughter, but for the entire family. The mother became anxious, withdrawn, and overwhelmed. She constantly worried about the future. She felt helpless watching her child lose motivation for treatment and shut everyone out. One day, during an emotional conversation, the daughter said something that deeply frightened her mother. She suggested that maybe neither of them should continue living under this kind of pain. That moment shook the mother. But what struck me most was not the sentence itself. It was the emotional climate that had been building for years. Because depression rarely appears in isolation. It often grows inside a system. As we talked, something became clear. This mother was extremely driven when she was young. She had ambitious dreams, but she didn't get into the university she wanted. That disappointment stayed with her for decades. Without fully realizing it, she transferred her unfinished aspirations onto her daughter. Her daughter became the second chance. The daughter studied hard. Her grades were fine, but she wasn't studying out of curiosity. She wasn't pursuing her own goals. She was carrying expectations. And here is something important. When a child works only to fulfill a parent's emotional needs, the effort becomes heavy. Meaning disappears. And motivation slowly drains away. Psychologically, this creates what we call externalized identity pressure. Over time, that pressure becomes unsustainable. Eventually, the system collapses. When the daughter's depression intensified, the mother's emotional structure collapsed. Not only had her daughter fallen into despair, the future she had built in her mind also shattered. She began blaming herself. I ruined her. Guilt became constant. Guilt and chronic self-blame are powerful triggers for depression. Reflection helps. Learning helps. Adjustment helps. But self-punishment drains psychological energy. Emotions are contagious inside families. This is how despair spreads. The solution is not more pressure, and it is not more guilt. It is emotional stabilization. Families need at least one person who can hold steady. Because guilt weakens, steadiness strengthens. I'm Dr. Michael Harrington. Thank you for thinking with me today.